So there are two things I want to think about when I get started here. The first one is that I have two problems with distributive property to work on, and I want to make sure that I get to both of them. However, before I do too much work with that, I also want to deal with this subtraction here, and I'm going to rewrite it as adding the opposite. I really think that's going to help me, especially because I have that double distribution to do, and that might help clear things up for me. So I'll start with the first parentheses. I'm going to take the 4/5 and multiply it by each of the terms in this parentheses. So 4/5 times c is 4/5 c, minus 4/5 times 1 is 4/5. Then I go to the next set of parentheses. I'll take that negative 1/8. Now I see that as negative 1/8, and multiply it by each item in the parentheses. So a negative times a positive is a negative. So I'll have negative 2c over 8 plus, and now I have 1 times negative 1/8, which gives me a negative 1/8. So let's make that clearer. I have two terms now that have c's, this one and this one. I'd like to combine them. And then I have two constant terms, this one and this one, and I'd also like to combine those. So 4/5 c and negative 2/8 c. So one thing I can do here is simplify. So negative 2/8 can be simplified to negative 1/4. That might help me think. I'm going to use 20 as my common denominator. So to have a common denominator of 20, I will multiply this first fraction out here by 4/4. That's a form of 1. And I'll multiply this one by 5/5. So that will give me 16/20 c plus, when I multiply the negative times a positive, that's a negative 5/20 c. Now I still have these constant terms, and I have a denominator of 5 and a denominator of 8. So what I might want to do with those is work towards a common denominator of 40. So I'll multiply here by the form of 1, 8/8, and multiply here by 5/5. So for my first term, then that gives me negative 32/40 plus, and for my last term, that gives me negative 5/40. So I'm ready to combine like terms. I have my c terms, so I have 16/20 c plus a negative 5/20 c, so when I put those together, that's 11/20 c. And then to that, I can add, when I combine the negative 32/40 plus negative 5/40, that gives me a total of negative 37/40. Now, it would be okay if you wanted to rewrite that as a mixed number or leave it as an improper fraction. What you can't do is you can't combine the c term, the variable term, with the constant term. So this is in simplest form as is.